Okay, on Tuesday, Coinbase announced that they will be launching an NFT platform, and the waitlist grew to over 1 million users in just 24 hours. So here's the quote from the Coinbase announcement. Just as Coinbase helped millions of people access Bitcoin for the first time in an easy and trusted way, we want to do the same for NFTs. Right now, OpenSea is the largest NFT marketplace, if you remember. And according to Dapp Radar, a site that tracks decentralized app data, OpenSea had 261,000 users over the past 30 days. So that seems like a small number in terms of, the overall internet. But I can tell you, for an early stage company like an NFT company to have 250,000 people trading on the platform, that would be a huge number. So I don't know if that 261,000 users actually made a trade or they visited the site. Very hard to tell from what Dapp Radar is saying there. So this is one of the things that's always hard about metrics in our industry. People will say they had users. To me, a user means they're logged in. So are these actually logged in users? Or when I perused OpenSea 2 or 3 times in the last month, am I counted? And then were they not just logged in users, but did they actually do a transaction? Because if they're users, that means maybe 10% did a transaction. So it'd be 25,000 people making transactions, and you could actually work and back and forth. Now, for those of you who don't know what an NFT is, non-fungible token, it's an object, typically like an image or a video, that is a keepsake that could have some other rights associated with it. Sometimes you buy it as a piece of art. Sometimes you buy it to be part of a club and a membership in a club. And maybe that membership will have some downstream effects. Now people are talking about them not just as baseball cards or not just as a membership card, like you're in a private club like Soho House, but maybe it's has some utility to it, like it's a sword in a game and you use it in, Diablo, but you can take the same sword and use it in Fortnite. Perfect example. And so there is some concept of these NFTs, these objects, obviously being tradable on the blockchain, being traded peer-to-peer in an easy fashion, and being one of one, and maybe even having rights to it. So my understanding is, I think with the Bored Ape group, you get the rights to your monkey and you can then make art with it or t-shirts. I believe that's the case. Either way, this NFT waitlist means Coinbase is like great companies. When they add a vertical, it's one of the great things about having scale. Once you hit scale, you can add another adjacent category. You could be Uber and you add Uber Eats or Uber Freight. Now you're hitting the ground running. You've got some amount of users, technology, team, playbook, cash that you can deploy to make it even faster and easier to do the next vertical. Airbnb experiences. Eventually, Airbnb, they've talked about having an airline. Each of those things becomes easier when you are Amazon and have books, and then you do DVDs, and then you do home appliances. You get the idea. And so, and Robinhood obviously started drinking Coinbase's milkshake, and with their 20 million accounts, which obviously I have shares in Robinhood, which if you had dinner with me, you'd know in the first 15 minutes. And those Robinhood added crypto, right? So now all of a sudden, boom, crypto has become a meaningful part of what they're doing. So there's a singularity that's occurring. All of these financial products will have margin loans, 401ks, 529s for college, bank accounts, checking, cash payments. It's just going to all be one thing. So Coinbase, Robinhood could eventually be part of Google, Amazon, or Apple, or be the equivalent of those companies. That's my belief. I believe Coinbase and Robinhood are destined to become trillion-dollar companies or be a major piece of a trillion-dollar company. How amazing would it be if your Amazon account was connected or your Apple account was connected to your Coinbase account, and that was, Coinbase was owned by Apple or Robinhood was owned by Apple? What an amazing future that would be, right? You're using Apple Pay, plus you've got your 401k and your checking and your bank account right here. I mean, that would be extraordinary. And by the way, the Apple Watch I hated for a long time. I got the 6 because my Fitbit kept breaking and I was just tired of dealing with Fitbit customer support. Literally every time I call Fitbit, they're like, yeah, you're out of warranty. I'm like, it's 18 months old. This thing is broken. It just turned off. Like, this is the 4th time I've bought 20 Fitbits. And they're like, yeah, sorry, it's not under warranty. And then I go tweet it and I mention it because I don't get the answer I want from customer support. And then immediately 7 people DM me, I work at Fitbit. We'll send you a new one. And I was just tired of pulling the micro celebrity card on Twitter. So I just bought an Apple Watch and I miss my Fitbit. I'll be honest. I liked it better in many ways. But the one thing I will say is that when you double tap this or just press this button and you can just Apple Pay, oh my Lord, I am picking places to go based on Apple Pay because it's so delightful. Just go bing and then get your little alert. I was in Italy, bing, bing, bing. I was just buying shit everywhere. I loved it. And that, I think, is the future. I think we're going to see Google, Apple, Facebook, and Amazon want to own one of these companies or compete with them. And you see it with Apple Pay, Google Pay. So it's going to be really interesting. In other news, it's Coinbase world. We're just living in it. Come back on the program, Brian. I want to talk. In other news, I know you guys keep asking me to have Brian back on. We've invited him 10 times. We've got radio silence right now. So maybe I said something. I don't know. Sometimes I'm honest, candid. Or maybe he's just tired of the press because the company's doing so well. He's super busy, but would love to have you back on, Brian, and chop it up. In other news, CNBC reported on Tuesday that Coinbase was facing blowback on its new live customer support phone service, which they launched this month. Obviously, Robinhood announced they're launching 24-hour, 7-day-a-week phone support for their 31 million users. Wow, they have 31 million users? Oh, wow. Go Robinhood. According to the article, Coinbase's phone support only deals with customers whose accounts are locked. This is obviously useful for people who've been hacked, and hacking is the big issue. And CNBC this week, I don't know if you heard it, they went kind of all in with stories of people who were hacked, who lost all their crypto. And this led to a lot of regulation talk. If this happens at a bank, you don't lose your money. If it happens at a crypto company, sadly, you do. And so if you want to trade virtual money and you want to be a rebel with your NFTs and not have to report on your taxes and do everything in the gray area, well, don't be surprised when you get hacked and there's no recourse. That's the concept here. It's decentralized. Nobody's in charge. Oh, your money got stolen? Okay. Well, why don't you go to whoever's running this decentralized network? It's like, oh, well, it's a decentralized network, Jake Al. Nobody's running it. Okay. So you chose to buy imaginary money, and that imaginary money has no guardrails. You're screwed. Buyer beware. People are taking their crypto and putting it into safety deposit box, cold storage, whatever. If you're going to do this and have any kind of money, you're probably going to want to be across 5 different accounts and have it locked. Before we get into the ad, I just want you to go to linkedin.com/twist right now, linkedin.com/twist, and post your first job for free. What a deal. Incredibly supportive of you, LinkedIn, to give that free job to our listeners. And small business owners are busier than ever. The time spent searching for and interviewing wrong candidates, let's face it, bad candidates, takes away from growing your business. That's why LinkedIn Jobs has made it easier to get the candidates worth interviewing faster. And they're giving you your first job for free. Create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Use screening questions to get your role in front of only the most qualified people. Then quickly filter and prioritize who you want to interview and eventually hire. We love LinkedIn Jobs at launch and inside. And in 2021, we've hired a third producer, a curriculum designer, and a few more researchers. And we're doing all that hiring on LinkedIn. We love it, and we're still hiring. So here is your call to action one more time. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the right candidates worth interviewing faster. Every week, nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn. So post your job for free, F-R-E-E, at linkedin.com/twist. That's right, linkedin.com/twist to post your first job for free. Terms and conditions do apply because we're giving you something for free. All right, let's get back to this amazing episode.